I think the Filipinas by nature are very pliable.
And we're not hard to get along with, and we adjust quite easily.
Very diversified ang Filipina.
We are very charming, we're very outgoing, we're very intellectual.
Another good trait is we're good parents. It is innate in every Filipina.
In my opinion, Filipina beauty is absolutely stunning. I think the skin color is beautiful.
And when you say that you're Filipino, they tell you, magaling magtrabaho yan.
As a people, we are commodity. I mean, that's putting it very basically or mildly, but we are the biggest export of the Philippines.
$50 to 55% of overseas workers are women. 70 to 80% of women workers in the Arab states are from the Philippines. And us being Filipino women, of course, we want to help our families get a comfortable life, live a comfortable life. That is innate in us.
Scene 11, take 2, women of substance.
How do you think Filipinas are perceived in the world?
In the beginning, the stereotype, which is still a lot of, I think that's still the majority of how people perceive Filipinas are, is domestic helpers, yayas. You know, those are very, very noble and very decent jobs. You know, I have nothing against that. As a matter of fact, sometimes I tell people who tell me that they have a Filipina, you know, which is what they term people, Filipinas who work for them in the house. They call them Filipina, actually.
Yun nga ang kinakasakit ng damdamin namin kung minsan mga Pilipina, yung mga housemaid eh. Kasi off mo na nga, naturingan kang off mo, pinatatrabaho ka naman. Hindi ka pa pwedeng lumabas ng maaga. May curfew ka pa. Samantalang kung nagtatrabaho tayo sa kanila eh, walang curfew. Walang curfew. Kahit anong oras. Oo, kung anong gusto nilang patulogin ka, ganun.
Pero hindi naman minamaltrato, although they don't have any rights of their own. Hindi sila pinapa-day off, tapos yung sa pagkain, binibilang, tinatanong, saka
Nakalista yung lahat ng trabaho.
Oo, tayo, tinuturing nilang mababa tayo sa tingin nila kasi katulong nga, sunod lang tayo ng sunod. Pero, ipaglaban naman sana natin ang mga rights nating mga maids. Hindi naman tayo sana oo ng oo.
Through the years, Filipino women have been viewed as the timid, docile, maltreated, abused people who only want money.
It's a job. It's a job that these people are doing. It doesn't make them, you know, it does not define them as a person or us as a nation, you know. We are stereotyped as domestic helpers.
I'm not belittling our housemaids, our domestic workers who are very important in making this country what it is now, because you know, without the nannies, without the caregivers, without the household workers at home, how can you expect couples to pursue careers and build on the economic situation of each family, right?
There are so many Filipinas outside the Philippines already, particularly here in the Gulf region. Marami nang naging successful sa mga pinili nila na larangan sa kanilang mga career. There are so many progressive women. Unfortunately, we are followed by a stereotype, okay? And this stereotyping is mainly into categories. The first thing is that we are seen as a nation of domestic helpers. This is because of our migration history, and we can't run away from that. And the second thing is, which is probably more concerning, even more concerning for Filipinas like us, is that we are seen as women who would do everything and anything for money. Women who would compromise our values. you know, the stereotype is there no matter how successful you are.
I think that's part of our the way we're as a culture as a Filipino, not just Filipino but Filipinos, is because we were raised to be masunurin, maawain, maalaga, you know. So it's we take that and we carry that in everything that we do, not just at home, not just with our family, but with our friends, with our colleagues, you know. A lot of the time, people take advantage of that precisely because we are expected to react in a certain way that we will just follow.
Kasi kung minsan kasi sa atin, sobrang bait natin pag napagalitan tayo ng ganyan, may nasabi, alaga, uugoy na tayo, doon na lang tayo sa tabi, hindi tayo sasagot. Kung ano yung nararapat, sumagot ka, paglaban mo kung ano yung karapatan natin, ganun.
Hindi, at saka hindi nila alam na some of the housemates are college graduate. Kaya pag hindi ka marunong mag-express ng sarili mo, mata-matahin ka rin. Kagaya ng halimbawa, pabarok-barok yung English mo, at least alam mo mag-English kaysa kanila, di ba? At saka sabihin mo kung ano yung tama at mali, wag lang yung pag pinagalitan ka, tahimik ka na. Ibig sabihin nun, okay na sa'yo yun, na-presume na yun, okay, you are fine with us, so work 24 hours like a machine. Kailangan kung kahit na baluktot yung English mo, explain mo yung rights mo, di ba?
I think what people do not realize is that perception is reality. Okay, so if we are seen as kaawa-awa, if we are seen as women of no values, then we get treated the same way. Okay, and it doesn't matter how successful you are or how accomplished you are in life or how mayaman you are in life, because the reality is that nobody is spared from the stereotyping. You might be able to control yourself, but you will never be able to control the next person. Okay, say for example, the person who's interviewing you for a job, or isang shop assistant sa isang luxury shop sa mall, or a guy offering you a ride at the bus stop. There's just no way you can control what they think of you. Like I said earlier, perception is reality. At the moment that we think na hanggang dito na lang tayo or hindi ako makakarating sa aking ambisyon because we are only seen as domestic helpers or, you know, women of low values, that's the worst thing of all. We can't allow that to happen to us.
You know, we all come from the same cultural background, same countries, pero we have different reasons of working overseas. I came here because I wanted to see how far I can take my career, and so does a lot of other Filipinas. But let's not forget the majority of Filipinas out there who go overseas basically because of the lack of opportunity back home and their need to support their families. That's why I think they can take any available jobs at hand, and they put themselves into the situation where they can be taken advantage of.
Dati, nagtatrabaho ako bilang nurse sa isang major hospital. Friendly talaga akong tao. Di ba tayo namang mga Pilipina, friendly talaga tayo. Kaya parati kong nai-experience sa hospital yung nami-misconstrue nila ang kabaitan ko. Meron yung magpapalit ka ng dextrose, bigla kang yayakapin, yung magbibigay ka ng gamot, bigla kang hihipuan. Hindi ko maintindihan kung bakit, ginagawa mo lang naman yung trabaho mo. Wala naman akong magawa, gustuhin ko mang magsumbong, wala din naman silang ginagawa. Hindi ko alam kung bakit ganyan ang iniisip nila sa ating mga Pilipina. Akala ba nila dahil Pilipina tayo, lahat gagawin natin para sa pera?
I have had the same experiences with a few employers before. Mahirap isipin na inaapi nila tayo because they always think that we belong to a lower class. And kahit magtapang-tapangan ka, those negative experiences always go with you. Mahirap kalimutan.
Mababago lamang ang impresyon ng ibang tao sa ating bilang Pilipino at lalong-lalo na sa mga kababaihan natin kung tayo mismo ang magtutulungan at tutulungan din mismo natin ang bawat sarili natin na ipakita sa kanila na hindi tayo yung ganong klaseng tao. That we are not that kind of a people that okay lang na maabuso tayo, na mamaltrato tayo. Hindi tayo ganon.